This wasn't about fashion. Not really. It started with a quiet moment. I was helping my mom pack for a small family wedding, and as she pulled clothes from her closet pieces she hadn't worn in years, I realized something. She had slowly stopped choosing herself. She had a closet full of memories. Outfits from PTA meetings, grocery store runs, Eid dinners, and office days she barely remembered. Everything was practical, faded, safe, and utterly disconnected from the graceful woman she truly is. She gave so much to everyone, her kids, her parents, her home, that somewhere along the way, she forgot she was allowed to feel beautiful. So this makeover wasn't just a surprise. It was a love letter, a thank you, and maybe a gentle nudge. I wanted her to look in the mirror and see herself again, not just as a mom, or a caretaker, or a woman running errands, but as someone elegant, confident, and completely herself. I didn't want to change her. I wanted to honor her. Because when someone spends decades building everyone else's life, they deserve at least one day, one closet that reflects the best of who they are. This video is about how we did that, piece by piece, with love, style, and a little bit of sparkle. Ready? Let's begin her elegant transformation. Step 1. Assessing the closet like a stylist. Before we bought anything new, we opened every drawer, shelf, and hanger in her wardrobe. No judgment, just curiosity. We sorted everything into 4 piles. Keep if it still sparked joy and flattered her now. Tailor if it had potential with a few nips and tucks. Donate if it didn't serve her or her style anymore. Sentimental pieces that meant something but weren't for daily wear. Here's the secret. Assessing a closet like a stylist means looking at potential, not just current condition. I asked, would this look elegant with the right shoes? Would this blouse shine with a proper necklace? Could this dress be modern with a belt? We removed anything with loud patterns, overused embroidery, worn-out collars, and dated prints. But we kept classic cuts, neutral colors, and pieces with emotional value, especially the ones that reminded her of her younger self. We also tried everything on, because the fit on the hanger isn't the fit on the body. Some of the old favorites, surprisingly flattering. Some of the newer items, not so much. This step was emotional. My mom laughed, cried, and told stories I'd never heard before, all while holding fabric to her chest. Her closet wasn't just clothes. It was a timeline, a mirror, a quiet diary. And now, we had space. Space to rebuild with elegance in mind. Out with the tired, in with the timeless style. Doesn't age trends do? The biggest shift we made? Removing anything that tried too hard to be trendy and replacing it with silhouettes and textures that feel fresh no matter the year. Gone were the overly bright florals, rhinestone logos, and shapeless tunics. We said goodbye to glittery shawls that overpowered her frame, leggings with loud prints, and button-downs that no longer buttoned well. In came structure, simplicity, and subtlety. We added a tailored white shirt, a soft wrap blouse, a sleek straight-leg pant in cream, and a belted trench in camel. Each one felt polished, grown-up, and completely her. We talked about fabric, too, because elegance is often in the texture. Cotton with a bit of sheen. Knits that drape instead of cling. Linen blends that hold shape without wrinkling like a map. We also balanced neutrals with soft colors. A dusty rose blouse, a muted sage cardigan, a navy pencil skirt. These shades were flattering, feminine, and endlessly pairable. Every piece we added felt intentional. No impulse buys. No filler. Just items that made her stand taller the moment she slipped them on. She didn't need 50 new outfits. She needed 5 great ones and the confidence to wear them, defining her style personality classy but current. My mom isn't flashy. She doesn't like heavy makeup or clothes that announce themselves. She's always been subtle, elegant, and comfortable in soft grace. But somewhere between raising kids and managing life, her wardrobe stopped reflecting that. So we sat down and gave her style a name. Elegant ease. Think. Soft neutrals, clean tailoring, classic cuts, and a modern silhouette with minimal fuss. To help, I showed her style mood boards, pictures of women in her age group wearing outfits that felt relaxed yet refined. She gravitated toward monochrome palettes, flowy fabrics, and just a hint of polish. A silk scarf, a delicate necklace, a pointed toe. We realized she liked quiet confidence, not showy glamour. More Audrey Hepburn. Less runway drama. We built around that. We also made a simple rule. If it doesn't feel like you, don't wear it even if it's trendy. Her wardrobe didn't need to shout. It needed to whisper powerfully. Every time we added something, we checked, does this feel like her? Will she wear it out to lunch and feel amazing? Or will it sit untouched, waiting for a version of herself that doesn't exist anymore? By the end, she knew her aesthetic, and more importantly, she liked it. Building the elegant color palette color does more than decorate, it sets the mood of a look. We started with her skin tone, eye color, and undertones. She looked radiant in soft, warm neutrals like ivory, blush, camel, olive, and navy. Black, once her default, often made her look tired, so we replaced it with charcoal and deep espresso. We built a core palette of 5 timeless shades. Ivory, brighter than beige, softer than white. Blush pink, romantic, feminine, but grown-up. Camel, earthy and elegant. Navy, a power neutral. Olive or moss green adds subtle richness. These colors formed the base. We added gentle accents like periwinkle and muted maroon. Nothing harsh, nothing neon. Her clothes started to coordinate without effort. Blouses, pants, scarves, and bags naturally worked together. That's the magic of a curated color palette. Fewer clothes, more combinations. When we put her in an all-ivory look with camel accessories, she literally glowed. That's when I saw it. The change wasn't just visual. She felt beautiful again. That's the power of color done right. The power of tailoring, making old clothes chic. You don't need a new wardrobe. You need a new fit. We took several of her existing pieces, a midi dress that hung too low, a blazer from her teaching days, and a tunic that swallowed her shape and brought them to a skilled tailor. A few inches made all the difference. A hemline above the ankle, sleeves narrowed just slightly, a waist dart here, a neckline reshaped there. Suddenly, pieces that once looked meh, looked made for her. Tailoring turned her clothes from fine to fabulous, without buying anything new. Even a decades-old shalwar kameez looked elevated after we tapered the sleeves and adjusted the curdy length. She wore it with flats, slicked back hair, and a delicate watch. It looked editorial. Most women, especially mothers, dismiss tailoring as a luxury. But when you consider how much we spend on clothes that don't fit quite right, tailoring is actually the smarter investment. Fit is elegance. It's the silent detail that makes people look twice. She told me, I feel slimmer, but I didn't lose any weight. No, Mom, you just started dressing for the woman you are now. Tops that lift elegant blouses over basic tees. We tackled her tops first because that's what people notice most in daily life. Her wardrobe had plenty of basic tees and faded cotton kurtas. They were comfy, sure, but didn't do anything for her posture, neckline, or presence. So we brought in elevated tops, pieces that drape, structure, and softly frame the face. Here's what worked best. Wrap blouses that create shape and highlight the waist. Button-ups in satin or soft cotton with a relaxed collar. Silk camis with light cardigans for layering. Structured curdy tops with slight embellishment at the cuffs or neck, not all over embroidery. We focused on tops that had interest: a slight balloon sleeve, a subtle pleat, a high neckline with earrings. No more clingy knits or boxy tees. We also introduced the front tuck rule even with traditional wear. Tucking or cinching adds instant polish, especially when paired with a sleek belt. The right top doesn't just flatter the body, it lifts the mood. She wore a soft blue blouse one day and said, I don't know why, but I feel more graceful. Exactly. That's the magic we're after. Here are sections 8 through 20 to complete your full 5,000-word fashion script on transforming my mom's wardrobe into elegant chic. Each section maintains the warm, confident, and stylish chic charts tone, rich in visuals and practical advice. Bottoms that elongate goodbye baggy pants bottoms can make or break elegance. And my mom had a drawer full of baggy, saggy, shapeless pants that did nothing for her figure. So we looked for clean lines, structured fabrics, and high-waisted silhouettes that elongated her frame and gave her an instant lift. Our go-to upgrades: straight-leg trousers in beige, navy, and cream. Ankle-length cigarette pants that showed off dainty flats. Dark-wash jeans in a slim, not skinny, fit, with zero distressing, for ethnic wear. tapered trousers, or elegant palazzos in fluid fabrics. We avoided anything too tight, but also ditched oversized silhouettes that overwhelmed her proportions. Balance was key. The biggest tip? A proper waistband. Elastic waists may be comfy, but they sag and bunch. A well-structured waistband, even on trousers, elevates the entire look. We paired these bottoms with tucked-in blouses or long tunics with side slits, creating clean, vertical lines that flattered every step. She stood in front of the mirror and said, "I didn't know pants could make me look taller." They can when they're tailored to enhance, not hide. The elegant dress edit: fit, flow, and simplicity. There's something about a beautiful dress that feels instantly graceful. But my mom rarely wore them. She thought they were too much, until she found the right ones. We focused on midi-length dresses with soft waistlines and gentle flow. Think: a navy wrap dress with 3/4 sleeves, a dusty rose A-line dress with a pleated skirt, a minimal curdy-style dress in linen with buttons and a slim belt. What made them elegant? Simplicity, fit, drape, no loud florals, no glitter, just flattering cuts that skipped clinginess but still celebrated her shape. We paid attention to necklines too. A shallow V or a soft boat neck frames the face beautifully and lets accessories shine. These weren't event-only pieces. We styled them for everyday life with sandals, a delicate scarf, and a small leather bag. Suddenly, the dress felt less like a statement and more like second skin. One morning, she wore her navy wrap dress to a casual lunch and got 3 compliments in 30 minutes. Her smile said everything. Layering with gray chic cardigans and modern blazers. Layering is where elegance really shines and where most wardrobes fall apart. My mom's closet was full of heavy knits, old cardigans, and sweaters that lost shape. They hid her figure instead of flattering it. We replaced them with lightweight, well-structured layers that added polish without adding bulk. Essentials we chose: a tailored camel blazer with subtle shoulder padding, a long-line cardigan in oatmeal that hit mid-thigh, a trench coat in soft beige with clean lines, a cropped ethnic jacket to wear over kurtas. We made sure the layers didn't cut off her body at odd points, mid-thigh or just above the waist, never at the widest part of her hips. The secret? Movement, fabric, fit. Her new layers had flow. They opened at the front. They draped without clinging. And they made her look instantly dressed, even over jeans or a simple kurti. She called her blazer her power piece. She wore it with pearls one day and said, "I feel like I could run a company." That's the energy we were aiming for. Shoes switch up comfy, classy, and age-appropriate. My mom had 2 shoe options: worn-out flats or uncomfortable heels she barely touched. We needed a middle ground. Shoes that were comfortable, elegant, and current. So we found her a small rotation. Loafers in nude and black, sleek and supportive. Pointed, toe flats with subtle texture. Block heel sandals for dressier days. Neutral mules for easy slip-on style. We skipped anything with loud embellishment or clunky soles. Instead, we looked for clean lines, minimal stitching, and classic shapes that worked with both Western and Eastern outfits. And we matched tones: nude shoes with ivory pants, black loafers with navy trousers. The coordination added instant polish. Her favorite? A blush-toned pointed flat with a gold buckle, stylish, gentle on her feet, and versatile enough for lunch or a walk. She said, "For the first time, I don't feel like I'm choosing between comfort and style." You shouldn't have to. Elegance begins from the ground up. The bag upgrades small details. Big impact bags are often overlooked, but they complete the silhouette. My mom carried oversized totes that slumped and sagged. They were practical, yes, but not polished. We introduced a new rule: structure over size. Her updated rotation included a structured top-handle bag in ivory, a crossbody with gold hardware in camel, a small ethnic clutch for special dinners, a sleek black tote with clean edges for errands. Each bag was timeless. No logos, no tassels, no trends. Just clean, elegant shapes that elevated her entire outfit. Even her grocery run look jeans, a blouse, flats looked expensive with the right crossbody. We also taught her how to rotate bags, so she didn't always carry the same one. It felt like a tiny luxury, changing your bag with intention. "Now my bag doesn't just carry things," she said. "It says something." Exactly. And what it says now? Elegant, thoughtful, styled. Section 13. Jewelry that doesn't overwhelm. Jewelry isn't just an accessory, it's punctuation. Before, my mom wore heavy sets only on occasions. The rest of the time, she wore nothing. Her reason? Too much effort. We brought her a new philosophy: minimal elegance. Here's what we added: pearl studs for daily wear, a gold chain bracelet thin and timeless, a delicate pendant necklace that framed her neckline, ethnic jumkis in matte gold for traditional days. We focused on pieces that didn't compete with her outfit, they complemented it. Nothing jangly, nothing heavy, just small touches that made her glow. We stored them neatly in a velvet tray, so they felt special but accessible. She started wearing them without thinking like skincare. A habit, not a hassle. Her verdict? I didn't know simple jewelry could make me feel this elegant. It's never about the bling. It's about the balance. Hair and makeup soft, natural, and age-confident. My mom hadn't changed her hairstyle in 15 years. She didn't wear makeup unless it was Eid. She always said, "I don't have time." But I gently asked her, what if this time it was just for you? We started with her hair. A soft shoulder-length cut with slight layers and subtle volume. Just a blowout made her look years younger without looking like she was trying. Then came makeup, not transformation enhancement. We found her perfect tones. A tinted moisturizer instead of foundation. A brown kohl pencil to define her eyes softly. A nude rose lipstick that made her smile brighter. A dab of cream blush to warm her cheeks. She looked in the mirror and whispered, "I haven't looked like this since my engagement photos." It wasn't about vanity. It was about remembering the woman she used to see and still is. Everyday elegance looks for the grocery store and coffee runs. Chic isn't only for weddings. It's a mindset even for daily life. We created easy everyday outfits that still looked elevated. Think: cream trousers plus striped blouse plus loafers, straight jeans plus tucked curdy plus camel cardigan, black palazzos plus ivory blouse plus crossbody bag, all finished with a swipe of lipstick and a delicate earring. These weren't complicated, but they were intentional. And when she ran errands dressed like this, she stood taller, smiled more, and didn't hide behind sunglasses. She said, "I feel like I'm showing up for myself now." That's elegance in its truest form. Section 16. Reimagining ethnic wear with a chic twist. She had beautiful traditional clothes, but many were too loud or outdated. So we kept the ones with great fabric and updated the styling. Paired embroidered kurtas with solid straight pants and neutral dupattas. Swapped jumars and bangles for one elegant ring or pearl studs. Layered a belted coat or short jacket over a kurta modern fusion. Used block heels instead of embroidered sandals, cleaner lines. We removed the clutter and kept the culture. She wore a toned-down shalwar kameez with a sleek bun and minimal jewelry, and looked like a designer campaign. Modern elegance isn't about forgetting tradition. It's about refining it. Capsule chic 20 pieces, endless looks. We finalized her closet with 20 key pieces. That's it. But each one mixed and matched effortlessly. 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 2 dresses, 2 outerwear pieces, 2 ethnic looks, 2 bags, 3 shoes. She could make 35 plus unique outfits. Work, brunch, family events, quick errands, all covered. The magic wasn't in quantity. It was in clarity. Every piece had a purpose. Every piece made her feel something. Minimalism didn't feel restrictive. It felt freeing. Before and after visual breakdown, we documented every step, and when we placed her before and after photos side by side, it was stunning. Same woman, same smile, but everything changed: posture, glow, presence. Before, oversized sweaters, cluttered outfits, hunched shoulders. After, tailored clothes, soft color palettes, poise in every step. The transformation wasn't just about fashion. It was about rediscovering identity, dignity, joy. She said, "I look like me, but happier. Mission complete." The emotional reveal: her reaction and what she said. When we finished, I asked her to take one step outside her bedroom and stand in front of the full-length mirror in the hallway. The sun had just begun pouring in through the slanted blinds, casting soft gold stripes across the floor. She hesitated for a moment, then slowly, like someone opening a door to an old memory, she stepped forward. And then it happened. She gasped audibly. Her hand flew to her mouth, as if trying to hold back a wave of feeling she hadn't expected. Her eyes began to well up, lashes trembling like they were holding onto something fragile. She didn't speak at first. She just stared. And then, she laughed. A deep, surprised laugh that started in her chest and lifted the entire room. It was joy, pure and unfiltered. The kind of laugh you hear when someone sees themselves again for the first time in years. She reached out to touch her own reflection, almost like she was checking to see if it was real. And then she whispered half to herself, half to me. I didn't know this woman was still inside me. I don't know what hit harder, her words or the way she said them. Because in that single sentence, there was history. There was youth. There was pain. And there was power. We hugged. We cried. I held her tightly and she whispered, "Thank you." But I was the one who felt lucky to witness it. She twirled in her new outfit like a carefree teenager going to a party. Her posture had changed. Her smile had changed. Even her silence had changed. It no longer felt heavy. And in that quiet, I realized something that shook me. Style isn't superficial. It's soul deep. We often talk about clothes like they're just fabric, but sometimes they are freedom. A good outfit doesn't just make you look good. It can make you feel remembered, revived, respected. Sometimes all it takes is one mirror, one makeover, one moment to remind someone of who they were and still are, to give them their power back. And that is why style matters. What I learned and what you can do too this makeover changed more than her closet. It changed our bond. I saw my mom not just as a mother, but as a woman, a person who deserved celebration, softness, and style. And now you can do this too. Start by listening to her. Help her define her style. Edit with love. Buy less. Choose well. Tailor. Coordinate. Accessorize. And, above all, remind her she deserves to feel beautiful. Because the most elegant women aren't born stylish. They're seen, supported, and styled by someone who loves them. Be that person for her.